When most people think of ADHD, they picture a hyper, talkative child who just can't sit still. But here's the truth. In the early years, ADHD doesn't always look like that. And that's why so many kids fly under the radar until much later. Hi, I'm Taryn, an occupational therapist, mom, and founder of Nurture ADHD. I've helped thousands of families understand ADHD through connection, not correction. In this video, I'm going to share with you 5 early signs of ADHD that most parents miss, what's really going on underneath, and how to support your child before frustration really takes over. Before we dive into the signs, I want to say this upfront. None of these things on their own mean that your child has ADHD. Every child has moments of big emotion, distraction, or daydreaming. That's just part of being little. But when you start noticing a pattern, the same struggle showing up across home, school, and play, that's when it's worth paying closer attention. Because these moments aren't about bad behavior or poor parenting. They're clues. They tell a story about your child, how your child's brain is wired. A brain that might just need a different kind of support to really shine. And when we understand that early, something shifts. We stop labeling them as difficult, lazy, or unmotivated, and start seeing what's really underneath. A child doing their best with a brain that works a little differently. That understanding is where progress really begins. So with that in mind, let's look at the first sign most parents miss. Sign number 1. You know those moments when something tiny goes wrong. The block towel falls, the drawing smudges, the shoe won't fit, and suddenly it feels like it's the end of the world. Your child's face crumples. Tears come fast. There's yelling, maybe even throwing, and before you know it, a small frustration has turned into a full-blown meltdown. As a parent, it's easy to think, why such a big reaction? You might try to comfort them, reason with them, or say, it's okay, we can just fix it. But they can't hear that yet, because in that moment, their brain is flooded. Here's what's really happening underneath. For children with ADHD, emotional regulation develops on a delay. So their emotional brakes, the part of the brain that slows down big feelings, aren't as quick to kick in. Meanwhile, their gas pedal, the reactive part, is lightning fast. So when frustration hits, it's like their body slams on the accelerator before the brakes even start working. Research shows that emotional dysregulation is actually a core feature of ADHD, not just a side effect. That's why what looks like overreaction or defiance is really a nervous system doing its very best to cope with overload. It's not a choice, it's capacity. So instead of seeing these moments as misbehavior, see them as practice opportunities, moments to teach emotional safety, not punishment. You might say something like, that was really frustrating. Let's take a breath together. Your calm becomes their anchor. Kids don't learn calm from being told to calm down. They learn it from borrowing yours. When we co-regulate, we're not just in the meltdown. We're teaching their brain how to find balance for next time. So sign number 1, big feelings over small frustrations. If big emotions are one clue, the next one might surprise you. It shows up every time something new begins or ends. Picture this, you tell your child it's time to leave the playground. They freeze. Their face changes. And before you finished your sentence, they're shouting, no, or running in the opposite direction. Or maybe it's bedtime. You've given the warnings. You've kept your tone calm. But when it's time to stop watching TV or put away toys, the resistance hits hard. It's not just that they don't want to stop. It's that they can't switch gears as easily. Even transitions to something fun, like leaving home to go to a party, can trigger that exact same pushback. And you're left thinking, why is every change such a battle? Here's what's really going on. For kids with ADHD, transitions aren't about attitude. They're about brain wiring. Shifting from one activity to another takes flexibility and working memory, 2 executive function skills that develop more slowly in ADHD brains. To their brain, time to stop feels like an abrupt loss, a loss of focus, control, and comfort. Their brain hasn't had enough time to close one mental tab before opening another. So that big emotional reaction isn't defiance. It's their nervous system saying, wait, I'm not ready quite yet. Here's what helps. Preview the change. 5 more minutes of play, then we're going to pack up. After this episode, it's going to be bath time. Make transitions predictable. Kids with ADHD thrive on rhythm, not rigidity. Use connection as a bridge. That looks like so much fun. Can I help you finish this tower before we head out? Transitions aren't about control. They're about security. Inside my Quiet the Chaos program, I walk parents through how to create simple ADHD-friendly routines that make the tricky moments, mornings, homework, bedtime, makes them smoother and calmer for everyone. So sign number 2, difficulty with transitions, even the fun ones. Okay, on to the next one. If your child has ever appeared with one sock on, holding its toy dinosaur, and absolutely no bag in sight after you said, put your shoes on, grab your bag, meet me by the door, then this one is for you. You take a deep breath, because this isn't the first time. It happens with chores, bedtime routines, homework. You give clear instructions, they nod, and then it's gone. Here's the truth. This isn't defiance. It's working memory in total overload. Think of your child's brain like a small whiteboard. Every instruction gets written on that whiteboard, but there's only so much space. When it fills up, new information erases the old. So shoes, bag, door might become shoes, door, because bag kind of got wiped away. This isn't about effort. It's about capacity. Research shows that kids with ADHD are on average about 30% behind peers in the development of working memory. So here's what's going to help. Number 1, we are going to simplify. Give one direction at a time. Number 2, make it visible. Checklists, cue cards, sticky notes. External supports takes the load off their brain. Number 3, strengthen the loop. First shoes, then bags. It reinforces that is the sequence. Trying to fix a listening problem by talking more is like pouring water into a glass that's already full. It just overflows. So sign number 3, trouble remembering multi-step directions. Some kids struggle to remember what comes next. Others seem endlessly busy, always helping, always moving, but still can't manage things when they're on their own. If you've ever had a teacher say, they are so helpful, always the first to volunteer, you probably smiled. Until you realized that same child falls apart when asked to do something independently. At school, they're handing out papers, running errands, helping friends clean up. At home, they'll fetch something for you, but go tidy your room brings them to a total standstill. It looks like helpfulness, but sometimes it's avoidance in disguise. Here's what's happening. Kids with ADHD crave novelty and feedback. Helping others feels fast, social, rewarding. Self-directed tasks feel flat and unmotivating. Not because they're lazy, but because their dopamine system needs more stimulation to engage. Here's how to build independence. Step 1, we are going to scaffold. Start with your desk. I'll check in when that's done. Step 2, make feedback immediate. You started that on your own. That's so awesome. Step 3, add novelty. Timers, music, challenges, variety. Independence goes from guidance, connection, and repetition that feels safe, not pressure. So sign number 4, helpful but struggling with independent tasks. On to ADHD sign number 5, that most parents miss in the early years. Your child has a huge imagination. Stories, characters, ideas. They start a Lego city that fills the living room or invent a world with superpowers. Their creativity feels endless until it suddenly isn't. Just as quickly as the excitement starts, it fades. They jump to something new. Half-finished drawings, scattered toys, ideas everywhere. It's easy to mistake that for lack of focus, but it's not. Kids with ADHD are often incredibly creative. Their brains make unique connections, but the same wiring that sparks creativity makes persistence difficult. Routine tasks don't give enough dopamine, so they chase novelty. not because they're unfocused, but because they're wired for stimulation. Here's how you can help. Step number 1, build learning around passions. Use their interests to teach skills. Step 2, praise curiosity, not just completion. You came up with such an amazing idea. Step 3, add variety to routine tasks. Short bursts, timers, creative twists. Imagination isn't the opposite of focus. It's the doorway to it. So sign number 5, big imagination, short follow through. Once you start spotting these early signs, you'll probably notice something else too. By the end of the day, all of these little challenges pile up. The emotional highs and lows, the transitions, the reminders, the corrections. And the moment they walk through the door, after school, boom, the lid comes off. If that sounds familiar, you are not alone, and it's not bad behavior. It's just a release. Watch this video next, where I'll show you exactly what's happening in that moment, why those after-school meltdowns happen, and how to create calmer, more connected afternoons for both of you.